once more I want to show you a game from a different chapter from this book, because I do believe that your chess improvement will come through books, your chess improvement will come through watching my beautiful videos on my channel, and of course your chess improvement will come through selected games that a teacher, in this case Giddins, that has spent his life in chess, has selected for you. And so when you get a book like this, you just go day by day over one of these games and learn something. At the end of a month, if you do it consistently over a year, you will have a lot of lessons, right? Now we are on the chapter on the defense. This is game 5, Maroczy Helling, played in Dresden in 1936. And Giddins writes, here we see a typical example of an unsound attack being refuted by cool and accurate defense. Right from the opening move, Helling launches himself at his illustrious opponent. Maroczy was famous, even though his queenside pieces remain undeveloped, and White has not committed any obvious error. In such positions, the defender needs to remain calm and seize the opportunity to return his extra material to break the attack. The resulting weaknesses in the attacker's position should then come back to haunt him. So Maroczy is white, Helling is black. Maroczy starts with e4 and black plays d5. After e takes d5, there is knight f6. Honestly, this kind of line has been re-evaluated, and there was a book by an Australian grandmaster just about knight f6, and it can be kind of very dangerous, right? Bishop b5, c6, an unusual move by which black gambits a pawn. Bishop d7 is more usual, he says, right? But obviously, if you want to attack, you want to gambit. D takes c6, b takes c6, oops. And then it follows with bishop e2. So now already you see that black has a pawn structure that is problematic, right? These two are isolated, they will be targeted by white. However, black has also opened the lines, so I don't know. Let's see what happens, okay? After bishop e2, obviously black opened the lines a little more with e5. He is controlling d4 and is opening the diagonal for his bishop. d3, bishop c5, attacking f2, right? Knight f3, and here honestly it's maybe, yes, a little too fast, because as you can see, he didn't even develop anything else. All these pieces are not attacking, the king is in the center. I don't know, I don't think knight g4 is the right idea. Castle, and of course black is crazy. He plays f5. Here it says black makes his intentions abundantly clear right from the start, with no respect at all for his great opponent's reputation. Maroczy had been one of the leading players in the world in the decade or so leading up to World War I. He simply launches himself at the white king. However, white has not so far done anything which can be regarded as a mistake. So logic suggests that black's attack should not succeed. Having said that, accuracy is always required from the defender, and Marozzi gives a fine demonstration of how to fend off such premature assault. So what do you think Marozzi did? Marozzi did the right thing, which is to bring another piece into the game. That's what you need to do at the end of the day. Bring all your pieces out because you want to accomplish the main task of the opening. They are three tasks, right? Which is obviously to try to occupy or fight for the center, to castle. Obviously you need to develop all your pieces, and then you want to connect the rooks. So guys, sorry if I try to tell you all the time the same thing, but you will see that most people don't do it, right? And of course, white could have tried to play this h3 instead of knight c3, but honestly, that wouldn't have been very wise. I want to show you why. If he plays this, what do you think black will do? Black will do h5. And do you know why? Because when you take, he takes back. You have to move this, that is the defender of h2, and black goes to h4, and he will make a mess. So just be careful, because it's important to develop your pieces, and don't let black have any counterplay. Black plays queen f6, and here there is a diagram, which means the next move by white, you need to try to guess it, because the author Giddins put an exclamation point, which means it's a good move. What would you play if you were white? White played queen e1, quite a subtle little move. By placing his queen opposite the black king on the e file, white creates tactical threats based around the advance of d4. The effect is to induce black to castle kingside, after which the potential attack along the h file after h5 is much reduced. So let's see what happens, right? After queen e1, he actually played castle. And then, of course, now white can play h3, because h5 doesn't mean anything now. Why? Because the rook is here and not here. So that's terrible, right? And here it says the point of Marozzi's previous move, which was queen e1, black could now retreat the knight, but he would have little to show for his pawn. He therefore continued to play va-banque, but without a rook on h8. The following sacrifice is unsound. Okay, so he played h5 no matter what. H takes g4, h takes g4. And now there is a move by white. What do you think white played in this position? White played knight g5, okay? And black exploit one thing of this position, that is the f2 pawn that is pinned. How? With g3. Black threats still look dangerous, but Marozzi has calculated accurately. So what does white play now? White plays knight a4. And here it says another simple but important move. White forces the exchange of one of black's principal attacking pieces. Another standard defensive technique. So what is the standard defensive technique? That you want to exchange the attacking pieces because Once they are exchanged, the attack disappear. Right? So what does black play in this position? He plays bishop takes f2, check. Obviously white needs to take, otherwise he would lose the queen. And black plays f4. And here the author writes, Elling certainly gets full mark for trying, but is banging his head against a brick wall. Well, maybe sometimes it's useful. Okay, so what does he do now? That's interesting. He played knight e4. That's a kind of interesting, right? Why did he play this move, knight e4? Because he's attacking here, right? And the black plays queen h4. Wow, incredible move, right? Because he's threatening queen h2 check and then queen h1 checkmate. Okay, so I think now we are in what is considered a very critical position, and you need to find the right move to continue here. The author tells us that Maroczy could have defended with bishop f3 and it would have worked, but instead Maroczy played another move that it seems stronger. What is the other move? Is knight takes g3. Notice that we are at move 17, and black didn't touch any of these three pieces, so it's like he's not playing with them, right? Because if you never use them, what's the meaning of having them? Okay, so he played f takes g3, obviously white takes on f8, king takes f8, and now there is bishop f3. Here it says that black could regain all of his remaining material by queen takes f4, but after queen takes e5 is completely lost. So I don't read more of this note because I think you can do your homework. But what did black play? Black played knight d7, and after knight d7 white continued with another interesting move, which is queen e4, queen h2, king f1, and obviously now there is queen knight f6. It seems that queen here check doesn't mean anything because it goes here, so you're not solving anything, right? So already at this point I think black is lost, should resign, but of course sometimes they continue to play because they don't want to give up their dream or their pipe dream. Queen takes e6, e4, d takes e4, and now there is queen h1 and king e2. And now I don't know, it doesn't make any sense honestly. And also the author wrote, it is true that one doesn't win by resigning, but there are still times when the latter is probably the best move. Okay, I mean, he plays bishop a6, it doesn't mean anything. Why do you play this at this point? Just resign because you don't know how to continue, right? In fact, he plays queen takes a6, rook d8, trying to obviously give checkmate here, but it's not checkmate because he can go on e3, So I don't know, probably he thought that he would go queen e1, but then there is queen e2, right? So I don't know. In any case, here there are obviously many moves, but look what white played. He played bishop f4, and after queen takes a1, white continue with bishop d6, check. Obviously, if you take, it takes back, okay? So king f7, queen c4, check, because as you can see, he's trying to cut him. King g6, e5, queen g1, because obviously you want to play queen f2, queen c5, queen c1, and now there is e takes f6, g takes f6, and then bishop e4, king h6, and the game is over when white plays queen f5. And here it says an excellent example of how to deal with a premature attack. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game from 50 Essential Chess Lessons by Steve Giddins. It's a great book, also if it was written a long time ago. I think it has nice examples, and so everybody of us can learn some ideas at least. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching.